back, all the action continuing to unfold. In fact, all the action's only unfolding now. So far, it was just the numbers that were unfolding. All the political action on who's going to be chief minister, holding of the MLAs together, all happening from Jaipur to Hyderabad. All this action, I believe we can go across live to Uma Sudhir, who's there outside the Taj Krishna, where the Congress's MLAs, at least the ones who have won so far, are there. Uma, the DGP of Telangana has been suspended for model code of violation, we believe, because he went and met Kishan Reddy. The Congress MLAs are out there. Early in the morning, we discussed a number of about 70, 72, but it now seems to be settling around 64, 65. Is there a sense of anxiety in the Congress, given the kind of horse trading we've seen in other states?
Yeah, first the news on the DGP Mr. Anjani Kumar, then Sanjay Jain, who is the additional DGP Law and Order, and additional DGP CID Mr. Mahesh Bhagwat. All three of them went to the residence of Revant Reddy this morning around noon and handed over a bouquet and greeted him, and that was seen as a violation of the Model Code of Conduct by the Election Commission, who are quoting the fact that the officials are not meant to meet with politicians when the Model Code of Conduct is in place, and that's the reason why Mr. Anjani Kumar has been suspended, and the other two officers, Mr. Bhagwat and Mr. Jain, Sanjay Jain, have been asked to give their explanation before 8 p.m. today. The other interesting and important developments is what we understand from our sources, highly placed sources in the Congress, is that the word from the president of the party was that if the number falls short of 65, they should be shipped to Bengaluru, and if they are between 65 and 70, they can be kept in a hotel, in a place, in a 5-star hotel in Hyderabad. As of now, what I understand from the mood that I've seen at the Congress office, I've met with Mr. D.K. Shivkumar, I've met with Mr. Revant Reddy and several other senior leaders as well. They seem very confident that things are not really going wrong for them, and they also are looking at the BRS camp with Mr. K.T. Ramarao having tweeted out saying that while we are not sad at the result, we are disappointed because we did not expect this. This does not appear like a party which is now going to try and poach from the Congress. Anyhow, the Congress does not want to take any chances, so all the MLAs were asked to come to Taj Krishna. We have now arrived at Taj Krishna, but we are being told that the MLAs are going to be shifted to another resort, which actually belongs to the relative of Ponguleti Srinivas Reddy, who happens to be a very strong man from Khammam, should I say, and someone who took care of many candidates. In fact, he is quite money bag, and he took care of many candidates. So someone actually referred to him as the D.K. Shivkumar of the Congress here in Telangana. So that apart, one other development, what we also understand is that at least 2 ministers from the BRS government who have in fact won this election have already spoken to the Congress, and we are being told that as many as 15 people from the BRS other than these 2 have actually got in touch with the Congress and could be looking to move to the Congress. So like you mentioned, if they are going to stop at a 64, 65, that's not a very comfortable number for the Congress, but it does not appear as of now, at least the senior leaders don't think this is a time when either the BRS or KCR is going to try and poach the Congress MLAs, and this may not be a time for the Congress MLAs to move either. So in that sense, they are feeling more confident, and they are saying that they in fact may get people from the BRS into their camp. They're talking to about 15 at least, including 2 ministers, like I mentioned, who have won the election. The other big issue now, of course, will be who is going to be Chief Minister of Telangana. In that, we see Revant Reddy as a very clear front runner, not only because the DGP and other top officers went to meet him. Of course, they can say that they met him because he's a leader of the Congress party here, but very obviously the way he carried this campaign very much on his shoulders, very frontal in his attack on the Chief Minister,
BJP,
and it very much appeared as though it's...
Yes, we also see a lot of heavyweights from the BJP trailing.
Yes,
the BJP had fielded a lot of MPs, but I see from Meetala Rajender to Mr. Dharmapuri trailing, and that, while the party has improved its performance, this seems to be quite a setback for the party.
I would certainly think so, because the BJP had put in all its MPs also to contest in this particular election except Kishan Reddy. You had the other MPs contesting. So you have a Dharmapuri Arvind, who in fact contests from Korutla. He had defeated KCR's daughter Kavita. He is losing. Karimnagar, even Bandi Sanjay, as far as I was told, I have not seen the figures myself, but I was told that he is losing as well. So you have E.T.L. Rajendra, in fact, losing both his seats. He was someone who won a bypoll, very high powered, high voltage, high focus bypoll in which KCR, had tried to defeat E.T.L. Rajendra, but all forces had come together. He's losing from both his constituencies. Also Dubak, where Raghunandan had won the bypoll. He's also losing this bypoll. But very quickly, just I'll talk.
I will have to interrupt you,
just
Uma.
quickly on the three other chief ministerial candidates.
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, so one is of course Revant Reddy, front runner because he ran the campaign. The second part of it, and also he took on Chief Minister KCR on the bidding of the leadership in Delhi, we are told, and that's one reason why he is directly being seen as the person who will be Chief Minister. Second is Uttam Kumar Reddy.
I'm sorry, Uma, I'll have to cut you short there because we have with us JB Mathur, member of the Rajya Sabha, spokesperson of the Congress party as well. Just stay with us if you can, Uma. I'm really sorry to cut you short there. JB, what is the takeaway today as far as the Congress is concerned? It seems to be a blow in the Hindi heartland. There is smiles in Telangana, but is 65 a number that the Congress feels completely comfortable with?
Well, we concede that it's not a bright day for Congress. We were expecting definitely a much brighter picture for this these state elections. But Telangana, of course, it's a big victory and definitely a game changer in Telangana politics. But as far as Congress party is concerned, this is part of politics. I mean, sometimes we face setbacks, sometimes we face defeat, but we continue with our ideology, what we believe in. And our Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge ji, Rahul Gandhi ji, they all have, while accepting with humbleness that we concede defeat, but as much as we accept that, we continue to fight. We will definitely, this is a warning signal for us to check where we went wrong, what went wrong, how the organizational aspect and the political aspect, the campaigning aspect, everything has been checked into, and we will definitely be more prepared for the 2024 elections.
Right. Thank you, Jebi. We also have an esteemed panel of guests with us. Mr. Avinash Kalla, political analyst from Jaipur, Mr. Pulla Rao, and Dr. Sandeep Shastri. We also have Anuja Kapoor, BJP spokesperson, and Abhilash Khandekar, former senior journalist, joining us from Madhya Pradesh. Mr. Kalla, there is a lot of interest about Rajasthan, and you were bang on about the numbers. But tell us, what is the way forward? Clearly there are fault lines within the BJP. There are camps. Of course, the party has put out an emphatic win, but clearly the challenges start right now as to who the chief minister would be.
Vasudha, I think BJP has been a very pragmatic party. All through this campaign, they've accommodated everybody. They've got everybody's aspirations together. And now, I think going forward, the big challenge is who will lead them in 2024. And I see the former chief minister as a front runner because she is an experienced hand. The BJP wants to win 25 seats again. And there is somebody like her who could deliver it. So I think she has a bright chance. But the number of seats that they've got is comfortable enough. So would there be a generational change is something that many are asking. But in my opinion, I think that will have to wait for some time. After 2024 election and the victory, there might be something. But right now, the momentum and the victory, the set formula that the BJP have, I don't think they would like to disturb that.
Right. Anuja Kapoor from the BJP, ma'am, of course, there's Modi magic, there is Mahila factor, and of course, the Modi guarantees that your party is crediting with. But clearly, did you anticipate over 160 seats in Madhya Pradesh, and also Chhattisgarh has come as quite a bit of a surprise. Why do you think this happened?
I think it's a surprise for the media maybe and for the opposition party, but for Bajpa it was not a surprise. We knew about it because we are the people who have been doing work on the ground level, and that is where we have started doing it, not on the election day. The number which you see now, it is coming from a way past time. And we have been doing this for a pretty long time. We knew where do we have to stand, what we have to do. And this whole was a mission with a vision. And we walked the talk. Modi ji has done it, and he has given...
I'm sorry to interrupt you again. We keep doing this on election day because we've got newsmakers speaking. I believe K.T. Ramarao is speaking now in Hyderabad, son of K. Chandrasekhar Rao, the Chief Minister and the IT Minister of Karnataka, the outgoing IT Minister of Karnataka. He's won his seat. Let's just listen to what he said. He's already conceded defeat earlier.
बट इस बार हमें जो रिजल्ट चाहिए था वो नहीं मिला, पर कोई बात नहीं, हमारा काम जारी रखेंगे. हमारे जो लीडर हैं केसीआर सर, उनके लीडरशिप में we will continue to strive for the greater good, for the benefit of the people of Telangana, and we will assure all cooperation to the new government. We compliment and congratulate Congress Party on winning the mandate of the people. We wish them the very best in fulfilling all the promises that they have made to the people. Of course, we will play the role of a constructive opposition, which is what has been conferred upon to us by the people of Telangana, and we will play a very constructive role. I promise you that, because this is a state for which we fought hard. This is a state for which our Honorable Chief Minister and our party President has in fact risked his life. So we will do everything in our capacity to help the newly incumbent government to ensure that a proper transition happens. And as part of the democratic process, our Chief Minister has already sent his resignation to the Honorable Governor, and I think the due process will follow hereafter. And I thank the entire media members as well for your cooperation, for your support during elections and even before that. Thank you. चिंतन करेंगे, बैठक करेंगे, जैसा आपने कहा, बाद में बताएंगे. अभी क्या बताएंगे आप? अभी तो हाँ, क्या बता रहे हैं?
सबसे बड़ा रीजन क्या रहा हार का?
दो चार दिन तो रुक जाइए, क्या जल्दी है?
ఆదిలాబాద్ కావచ్చు, నిజామాబాద్ కావచ్చు, వరంగల్ కావచ్చు, ఇలాంటి జిల్లాల్లో కూడా అందులో రూరల్ ఏరియా ఉంది. తెలంగాణ ఉద్యమంలో
అదే మాకు కూడా కొంత ఆశ్చర్యంగా ఏముందంటే, ఇది ఒక వేవ్ అయితేనేమో మొత్తం రాష్ట్రం అంతటా ఒకలాగా ఉండేది. అట్లా లేదు. హైదరాబాద్, గ్రేటర్ హైదరాబాద్ ఇదంతా చూస్తేనేమో ఇక్కడ ఏకపక్షమైన తీర్పిస్తారు.
Lost to school at the moment. K.T. Ramarao, quite a cool customer there, and in terms of leadership or whatever else, the road ahead for the BRS may be a difficult one, but I think we need to shift focus from Telangana, where the results are clear, to the other states where the results are perhaps clearer. Vasudha, maybe start with Madhya Pradesh.
Dr. Shastri, when I look at Madhya Pradesh results of the BJP, there are many things that the BJP did for the first time, starting 5 yatras in the state and having this whole set of 12 leaders, in every hoarding, and more importantly, fielding heavyweights from Mahakaushal and Malwa Nimar and all these areas where the party did not do well in 2018. Clearly, many things that the party did seemed like a course correction, lessons from Karnataka. But what do you think were the best takeaways from the BJP's campaign in Madhya Pradesh? Clearly 163 seats and leads is not it's a remarkable feat. So what do you think the BJP did right?
As you mentioned, it's a multi-pronged strategy, long-term strategy they have taken. And as I said in your show in the morning, I think there are 3 M's which are central to their victory: Modi, Mamaji and Mahila.
And somebody added T. They said tribal vote.
Tribal vote.
Yes.
So I think the triple M and T is what has led to this victory.
But Dr. Shastri, even SC/ST votes, if you look at it, but what I understand is 88 seats Madhya Pradesh BJP has won for the last 5 years. Clearly 2018 was an exception then because there was a close fight, but otherwise Mamaji has found
as you were saying, you see, all the strategies that the BJP adopted in its campaign are linked to this fact of the fear of a fatigue factor.
Yes.
Having been in power for 2 decades, say 1.5 years in the middle, they were aware that they have to take steps to offset that factor, and all the points you raised were essentially steps to offset that factor. And then, of course, in the last mile, the campaign of the Chief Minister, I think, played an important role. He was back in the campaign with the third and fourth round of ticket distribution. And that campaign which he participated in went across the state. The image of being the uncle next door is something, I think, which worked to their advantage quite strongly.
Quickly, some data points here, and if we can pick those up on the screens, those key data takeaways that we have made from our data analysis, Vasudha. The BJP has been poor in rural areas since 2014, but this time it's improved dramatically in rural areas. Yes. The Congress, as far as the Congress is concerned, this is the best performance in terms of vote share. It actually increases its vote share but loses seats. Best strike rate of sitting MLAs for the Congress was in Rajasthan, where sitting MLAs got re-elected. Obviously, the numbers reflect that as well, right? It was the incumbent government there. So the Congress versus BJP, and I think this is extremely interesting. In those key takeaways, the Congress versus BJP, at least according to the preliminary data analysis, has squeezed out the smaller parties. Yes. It's become a Congress versus BJP battle. So it's the BJP which is sort of eating away the smaller party vote shares.
Absolutely.
So I think largely that's also true of Telangana, right? BJP eating away the BRS's vote share.
Absolutely. BJP in the last few years has become more inclusive. They take in people. They look to attract people with some talent, with some vote base, with some specific qualities all over the country. And Telangana is one of them. They are not hesitant to take in outsiders, people from other parties. They give them a good space, and especially the tribal vote. Yeah. They, you mentioned the tribal vote. All over the country, BJP has captured the imagination of tribals because they give them space.
Yes.
Other parties have established leaders, and they can't accommodate them. For example, in Telangana, BJP has gone out of the way. Banjaras and others, they get positions, they get respect.
Yeah, quickly mentioning, Vasudha, just to point out that in Kamareddy, where it's Revant Reddy versus KCR, it's the homegrown Venkatramana Reddy, and I wish Uma Sudhir was still with us, the homegrown Venkatramana Reddy who's leading now.
That's right.
Both Revant Reddy and KCR, at least at the last, this one that I saw, I didn't see a clear...
Why he won. Yes. Everybody knew that KCR will win from Gajwel. Everyone knew this Revant Reddy will win from Kodangal. Why sacrifice this guy? That was one of the arguments.
Mr. Khandekar, I would like to pose this question that Mr. Pullara was talking about. When you talk about the imagination of tribal votes, this race for tribal votes, BJP has been talking about Rani Durgavati, or for that matter, Birsa Munda. So there is this sense of, cultural nationalism, raising the spirit of cultural nationalism, and also hailing regional icons. Do you think that aspect really helped the BJP in Madhya Pradesh? Because clearly, it looks like a sweep. This comfortable victory for the BJP makes it seem like 2018, when we saw a close fight, was just an exception, and the default voting pattern of people of the state seems to be Bharatiya Janata Party.
That's quite right, because BJP has not left any class or any social grouping untouched in the last 3-4 years. And if you remember, the first private railway station which Modi inaugurated, it was named after Rani Kamlapati. She was a Gond Rani of Bhopal, about whom even I did not know much. And there was a Kamla Park area in Madhya Pradesh. So from Birsa Munda to Tantia Bhil to Rani Kamlapati, they have been focusing on tribals simultaneously, while the BJP, which is otherwise known as a traders party, they have actually taken over all the classes. So OBC was also their focus, tribal was also focus. And I would like to remind here that while today BJP is winning 162 seats, but this same BJP under Uma Bharti, the OBC leader, had won 173 seats in 2003 for the first time when BJP came back to power. So today's 165 has already been surpassed by BJP itself. The BJP has not gone to that level. But that was the time when Digvijay Singh 10-year-old government was dubbed as anti-people, or maybe bad in governance and roti kapda makan, all these issues were being raised against Digvijay Singh. So today when we come back to the same question, the BJP has definitely tended to the tribal votes. Right. It has also looked after the SC/ST votes. It has also looked after the OBCs, and it has really touched upon all the classes while providing, while creating a women's vote bank, very solid vote bank in Madhya Pradesh. Right, so that vote bank did not really exist before in elsewhere other states. But through Ladli Behna, they have been able to consolidate all the women under the BJP.
That's an important point,
plan.
sir, which we've been discussing all morning. I'm afraid we'll have to take a very short break now because I believe there's a lot of action that's lined up at the BJP headquarters as well. We'll take a very short break. When we come back, we'll keep this conversation going.
Welcome back. There's a mood of celebration in the BJP headquarters in New Delhi. Home Minister Amit Shah has already arrived and BJP President JP Nadda has also arrived. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to be there anytime soon, and this is part of his tradition every time the party wins to talk to party workers, thank them and also mobilize them for the big battle of the Lok Sabha 2024. But clearly a lot of action happening in poll-bound states. Anuja Kapoor, BJP spokesperson, I wanted to ask you, ma'am, every time I speak to a BJP leader these days, they say that they talk about the prayog, this was, be it Rajasthan or be it Madhya Pradesh or Chhattisgarh, collective leadership and the new things that you tried out is being seen as a strategy for 2024. But in Rajasthan specifically, are you looking at a generational shift? Because this is also an opportunity to do that.
I would just say that it is not only about the things what brought us here. It is that we have been working on the ground for so long, and people always used to understand the freebies. Now, when Modi guarantee card came up, the youth came up forward, the women came up forward. So when there was a walk to talk, so then there is something which made the people understand that the guarantee card of the freebies would not work, because they have seen Congress, they've seen how Modi ji has done a surgical strike for corruption and how the PFI was banned, how the women of India was being dignified the minute Modi ji came on board, and how the farmers, the MSP level was also been there, and the COVID-19 was a major shift which has brought into the cognizance of a common man. When we say that it is Antyodaya, it has been seen in our policies, it has been seen in our schemes, and that is where really people believe.
Yes.
We can see images from the BJP office of the Home Minister walking by. I think there's only one question between today and tomorrow. Who's going to be Chief Minister where? And do you have any answers on that, ma'am? Do we expect some answers by tonight on who's going to be Chief Minister in Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh?
See, as I said, this is a cadre-based party. We never, we were in together because CM and Deputy CM, Modi ji, Amit Shah ji and JP Nadda ji, we all were there, and Panna Pramukh were there, Panch Parmeshwar were there. So you see that the MLAs and MPs, we all were together. Who will be the CM is depending upon how the leadership thinks about it.
I know it will be decided later. Mr. Abhilash, you wanted to make a quick point?
Say that Shivraj Singh, who has emerged a taller leader, actually he is the tallest chief minister in BJP ranks. I think he will continue because he has worked very hard, and after Modi, he was the face, if not officially, among the public, he was the face, and I think he will be sworn in as chief minister. If,
what about Rajasthan, sir? Mr. Kalla, what do you
want
think?
to just put out this graphic that we made of chief minister contenders in Telangana, Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. In Rajasthan, the people who've been put up in our graphics are Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, one possibility, Kirori Lal Meena, the other possibility, BJP Rajya Sabha MP, CP Joshi is one possibility that's been put up. Diya Kumari, BJP Lok Sabha MP is one possibility that's been put up. Baba Balaknath, BJP Lok Sabha MP. I don't see Vasundhara Raje's name in this, but that may not be a fair one.
Mr. Kalla, it's seen as a state where Jats are really powerful, but you've not had a Jat chief minister.
Yes, that is one very valid point, that there is no Jat chief minister. But Veera, I'll just say one thing, all these names are really good, but looking at the Rajasthan results, what we are looking, Congress at 70, more than any push that the BJP would have given, it's just the revolving door policy. That has helped them long, and more than us, the BJP top leadership knows that the victory is not that big. So to make sure that they are home and safe on 25 seats, I think they will not take any new or brave or new radical prayog, as we have been saying. The prayog would be go with the tried and tested, and no momentum should be derailed. And of all the leaders that you have said, none of them has any pan-Rajasthan presence. Mr. Balaknath has been popped up a lot, but in his own
except Vasundhara Raje.
No, but in his own rally, he said, "Hamari Purva Mukhyamantri or Bhavi Mukhyamantri." He addressed Vasundhara Raje as the next chief minister in his own public rally.
Right.
And as far as Mr. Shekhawat is concerned, the mandate is not that high. I think on the polling day itself, we were talking here, and I told Maria that for that to happen, they need to have at least 140 seats, that the cushion is so heavy that they could push anyone in. The cushion, let me tell you, is 115, not too heavy.
Okay.
So you're saying that the Chief Minister will be made keeping 2024 Lok Sabha in
I
mind?
think so. You know, you need somebody who is experienced and who can sail it through, who can keep the momentum going.
Dr.
Is
Shastri,
my
what do you
guess.
think, sir?
Till it's announced, we can discuss.
No, I think again, given the suspense that always surrounds a chief minister's choice, in one of the three states, I think we are going to have a surprise element. It may not be Madhya Pradesh because of the role that was just now mentioned that we have seen of Shivraj Singh Chouhan playing. Again, in Chhattisgarh, would you bring back Raman Singh? Would you bring back Vasundhara? Now, this will be an interesting question because BJP sees itself as a party of change.
Right.
And if you're a party of change, are you going to remain with people who lost you the last election? Would you make them the chief minister? I don't know. I'm not too
What
sure that would
about
happen.
the same question goes for the Congress as well, sir.
Same, sir.
You know, already I must tell you, I mean, that's the only state that I am, I've involved myself as a reporter in, Vasudha. I've already been getting messages from several Congress leaders listing out their biodata saying, sir, he's a chief ministerial candidate, he's a chief ministerial candidate. What do you think? But it has to be
There
Revant
will
Reddy.
be a surprise. I agree with Professor, because what's the point of bringing people who had lost the last
No, but
election?
here you have Revant Reddy very clearly.
Revant Reddy is for the Congress. No, Revant Reddy is all set. Because, one question or one answer we have not got so far. The caste composition of the Congress MLAs. How many Reddys have been elected in 119 out of the tribals and scheduled castes, if you remember?
Vasudha,
Enormous
Vasudha, I would
figure.
like to chip in here.
Yes, sir.
Just to recall and remind that when Shivraj Singh lost in 2018, after Jyotiraditya came, he left Congress and joined BJP. It was the old defeated Chief Minister Shivraj Singh on whose head the mantle fell.
Right.
So you never know what BJP does. And when Shivraj Singh was made the Chief Minister for the first time in 2005, he did not have the pan Madhya Pradesh presence, or he was not really a tall leader. So BJP can always bring surprises.
Vasudha, I think we have Uma as well bringing it some quick breaking news. I believe KCR and Revant Reddy have both lost Kamareddy, and I think Venkatramana Reddy, Uma, our friend Venkatramana Reddy seems to have won. He said very clearly, I am the home man. These are all people from outside. You all think that they are going to win. You don't know me. I will win this seat. That's what he told me in the interview
But
when
it's
we
actually
met him
nice
at
of you that you
Kamareddy.
actually went and, spoke
We
to
met
him.
all
Yeah.
three of them in that thing. Uma.
Yes, indeed. See, Venkatramana Reddy was very clearly popular among the youth there, and also, many of the people in Kamareddy town, at least, he was stronger, and that is something that Revant Reddy also conceded when I met him earlier this afternoon. Just a day before the campaign ended, when I met KG Ramarao and asked him about KCR's chances in Kamareddy, he said it's to be presumed that KCR would win, and there is no question of his not winning the Kamareddy seat. And this afternoon, when Revant Reddy seemed to be leading by about 2,000 to 2,500 votes, I asked him, this is a humiliation for KCR if he is defeated by you in Kamareddy. He said it's a lifetime humiliation, not just a humiliation. I said, but are you really going to win, because your margin is only about 2,000, 2,500? He said, why do you have this doubt, Umaji? And now it appears like Venkatramana Reddy is in fact the winner. He is the local person, and I remember something very interesting that happened there, because one youth, in fact, he showed me SMSs, and he said, ever since the TSPSC leak thing happened, we have decided that we will change this government, and that's why the youth power voted against the KCR government, and that's why he said that that the government has been voted out in that sense. In this case, of course, Venkatramana Reddy making it, and people in a sense should be thankful, because if it had been either KCR or Revant Reddy, they would have probably had a bipole. and that would have been just expenditure on the exchequer.
Uma, I don't have the exact data right now. I'm sorry, Vasudha, but I just want to point this out. I think this is just symbolic. One result. We leave that aside because Kamareddy is around the area which is of area of influence of the BRS. But even if you go down to Adilabad and Karimnagar, Uma, maybe tomorrow when we see the vote shares, we may find that the BJP's rise in vote share has been largely at the BRS's expense in some of those northern districts, which are considered the traditional TDP strongholds, which are the BRS strongholds. What's the sense that you're picking up very quickly before we move forward?
Okay, one important thing that we must point out, like Vasudha was saying earlier, is that all key leaders, many key leaders of the BJP have lost this particular election. But in the seats that they have picked up, couple of them, I think the Hindutva the kind of a campaign or plank of the BJP has worked in those areas. But in the others, like you mentioned, it is the anti-incumbency that has worked, and so that doesn't reflect that they are taking away from the BRS. It's rather that they would be taking away from the Congress. That's the sense that I got from talking to one of those people who is an insider in the BJP and watching the results very closely. When I asked him to analyze what happened, he said it's actually straight anti-incumbency in some seats, and some other seats he spoke about the Hindutva plank, because of which it seemed to have worked. In which case, yes, it was also about the shift of the Muslim vote from the, how it helped the BRS, it shifted to the Congress and therefore they lost, etc. That is a different calculation that comes about, but the consolidation that happened for the BJP happened for those reasons.
Right.
That's right.
My colleague Maria Shakil, thank you, Uma. My colleague Maria Shakil joins us from the newsroom. Maria, this is quite bizarre because both KCR and Revant Reddy losing from Kamareddy reminds me of Mamata Banerjee losing from Nandigram in 2021. But clearly, so many political undertones there.
These are their second seats.
Okay. Yes.
These are their second seat. KCR, of course, has
fighting from
Gajwel,
Gajwel
and Kodangal is where Revant Reddy is. They've won both their main primary seats.
Yes.
The seats where they wanted to go and fight each other out, the BJP has won.
Yes.
Maria.
Big picture is this is going to be the giant slayer.
We can't hear Maria.
Okay,
We can't hear Maria.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, go ahead, Maria.
Yes. So I'm saying he certainly will be seen as the giant slayer now. A BJP
Double giant
candidate,
slayer, Maria. Double giant slayer.
Yes, a BJP leader who polls 34.64% votes, wins with 66,652. That is the total votes that he has polled. And K. Chandrasekhar Rao is number 2, and Revant Reddy, the two potential chief minister and an outgoing chief minister and an incoming chief minister, they have been reduced to 2 and second and the third position. So who is he? Venkata Ramana Reddy is the man of the moment in many ways. He is among the 8 candidates that have been won by seats that has been won by the BJP. So he is a BJP leader who has polled 34.64% votes, and the vote gap between the second and the winner here is around 7,000 votes. But certainly this will be seen as a big upset.
That's right.
And a big message that is coming in from this election in the state of Telangana will also be somebody called Venkata Ramana Reddy of the BJP, who has defeated both KCR and also Revant Reddy.
Maria, this is very interesting, Vasudha.
Yes.
When I must tell you that we met Gampa Govardhan, who is the sitting MLA of Kamareddy. He's a senior leader. He quits, he moves out of his seat to give his seat to KCR. Shabbir Ali, the sitting candidate from Kamareddy, moves to Nizamabad. He lost to Gampa Govardhan last election by 3,000 votes. He moves, gives the seat to Revant Reddy. When we met Venkatramana Reddy, he said, see sir, so far we have only helped win, others win. This time we will win. People laughed around him, but he's made sure that he's defeated. That's what happens.
I think that's the story of Telangana. Jebi Mathur, I wanted to ask you, clearly there is a sense that the Congress may not, at least for now, have an answer to Narendra Modi in the Hindi heartland of sorts, because clearly it is getting difficult for you. South India is definitely a different game. But do you think that these election results are going to impact how India Alliance works and also the kind of power and negotiation that Congress hopes to have?
State election and national election, we are on different platforms. It's a different game. So if I will, let me ask you back the same question. Let us look at 2018 assembly elections. What happened in 2018 elections? 2018 elections, Hindi heartland was swept by Congress, but what happened in 2019? So let us look at state elections and national election differently. The ideas, the campaign, the issues are all different in both state election and national election. So, as we would like to repeatedly say that in as much as we concede defeat in the Hindi heartland, but that's only a chapter. That's not the end of the book. It's only a chapter, which is a very dark chapter, but we are very hopeful with the India Alliance and with the burning issues that's there in the country. Definitely 2024 is going to be a different game. And we are very positive about it. So, otherwise, you can also look at 2018, we swept. And what happened in 2019? So this is not something like, okay, we lost the Hindi heartland and that's the end of it. That's not the end of it. We concede defeat for this assembly elections in Hindi heartland. But this one positive side I wish to say is that this will give us to look into the where we went wrong and correct ourselves and take more important steps to ensure wherever we went wrong, we'll correct it organizationally and in terms of campaign. But 2024, you will definitely see a different picture in Hindi heartland. We are not conceding defeat for
that's an
2024. Certainly
so, Dr.
not.
Shastri, when we talk about this need for introspection and reflection, clearly caste census, OPS, or for that matter, even some of the other issues that Congress raised, farm loan waiver, doesn't seem to be having that kind of impact that Congress hoped for. Because the heartland states seem to be rejecting these parties. So, do you think there's a need?
If you look at the Hindi heartland, the issues which the Congress has tried to raise as part of the assembly election campaign does not seem to have cut ice with the voter. Now, it's not that the issues are not important, but maybe the way the Congress has packaged it in this election has not worked. Maybe the way its opponent, the BJP, has countered the alternative that they are putting forward has worked more effectively.
Right.
So I think the Congress has to seriously sit back and strategize as to why is it in a direct context with the BJP in the north, they are not able to break through and defeat the BJP in that contest, because this is not happening just one time, but it's happening time and again.
Why do you think so, Vasudha? Before you ask the rest of them, since you cover the BJP very closely, what is it why is it this divide that's there? This north-south thing.
Yes.
Plus, what do you think strategically is the BJP's?
I think this time the election, the results, the success has been this Chunav Prabandhan, pool management. BJP has been extremely careful, extremely meticulous in deciding, the corrections that need to be made. Karnataka was quite a jolt for them. And the way they corrected all their actions, the way they announced their party tickets, the way they fielded heavyweights from all those areas where they had lost earlier, and also sent biggest leaders from Amit Shah to Ashwini Vaishnav to Bhupendra Yadav, and they camped in these states for a very long time. So clearly, I think that is something that was missing in the Congress campaign.
So you're saying that after the Karnataka lesson, I think the lesson that's been learned is that even if you want to move forward, make sure the optics are right. Don't just move forward like that.
Absolutely true. Look at the optics. There have been a lot of talks that the BJP is a divided house in the state of Rajasthan. But all throughout the 5 years, their leaders were seen together, smiling, posing together. They were all on the stage. Whereas to get Mr. Sachin Pilot and Mr. Ashok Gehlot together for a picture, you needed a KC Venugopal or a Mallikarjun Kharge or a Rahul Gandhi to come in.
Right.
Until unless these heavyweights came in, these two guys did not come together. And look at it, the 70 margin, Eastern Rajasthan, the stronghold of Sachin Pilot, where he got the votes. The Congress, I think, is deficit by 24. So add that to it, you are 94 seats.
Okay.
So I think the Gujar community, you think the Prime Minister raking that issue of Sachin Pilot and
absolutely yes. And look at the way the Prime Minister brought it out. He recalled late Mr. Rajesh Pilot and said he and Sachin Pilot have been both marginalized.
Yeah. That
That was just to make sure that whatever, if there is a sentiment of the Gujar saying that, okay, Pilot has got back into the fold, make sure that he punctures that.
And Mr. Pullarao, during our conversations on Telangana, as far as the BJP is concerned, you put one last word, which is, it will be impactful. I don't know if it will be consequential. Today, what would you say?
It was impactful. You see, he has raised the profile of the party. He has gained goodwill. He has gained political capital. It was not immediately useful, but it is there. He has become a familiar face. He has been talking a little bit in Telugu.
You know, this BRS-BJP alliance, the accusation that the Congress had said that the BRS is a B team of the BJP. In some way, there was a minority consolidation at some level in favor of the Congress. But do you see the BRS and BJP working together in Telangana as we head to the 2024 parliament?
See, that's the very important question. Till the election, they were working together in Delhi. KCR and KCR's party and Congress party in parliament everywhere.
Right.
Now, if the Congress is going to face a meeting on December 6th, shows real political sense, they may reach out to the BRS. Will they reach out? You know, or will they not reach out?
Okay.
That is the question. It's up to the Congress party to reach out, not for BRS to approach.
A small point, if you see after 2014, the BJP in state assembly elections has always done well when they are the one defeating the ruling party. And in a sense, in all these three states, the last election was lost by the BJP, including Madhya Pradesh. So in a sense, coming back after a defeat is something the BJP is great at.
You know, Vasudha, why I'm asking that question is post Karnataka, you had a BJP-JDS alliance. Is it possible? I don't know, because given the social demographic of Telangana, it may not be possible. But
we can ask that to the BJP spokesperson there. Anuja, do you think, at least with regard to the South, the BJP may have to depend on allies, or do you think the Modi magic is going to work across the country when it comes to 2024?
I think the things have been very evident in 2019 also. Modi ji has been elected with again a thumping majority. So 2024 will be an easy catch. Telangana, if somebody says that we lost, I'm sorry, we never lost anywhere in any state. Always our vote share has been increasing, and we have seen the seats have been coming up. So we now from 1 to 9, we are again the same party which once in some time past we were having only 2 votes. Now we are a party of 400 votes, and we have an opposition on the other side. So I think we are the people who, if have made mistakes, we learn from our mistakes, and we bring the whole people together, and we fight the election in consolidation with the public. So when the schemes and the policies are being brought up, they are being brought up in the connect, keeping the public in mind. And when we say Pradhan Sevak, our Prime Minister is a Pradhan Sevak, it is just not been said because he says because he's been doing it for them, and it is doing it for his country first.
In terms of vote shares as well, the BJP has improved in Telangana. Point taken, but let's focus on Rajasthan at the moment. I believe we can play out pictures of Ashok Gehlot tendering his resignation. Vasudha, Ashok Gehlot is also a personality until this morning to have reckoned with for any political party. What's next? I think we should focus on what's next as far as the Congress is in Rajasthan, right? I mean, do we see a change of guard? Do we see because a few Congress leaders...
And Mr. Kalla, Ashok Gehlot also had this chance to become the Congress president before Mr. Khadge, and he chose to be the chief minister. The state was very important to him. This whole fight with Sachin Pilot did play out for many months. Now we are speaking about Vasundhara Raje, but tell us, what does this mean for Ashok Gehlot?
Well, it means a lot for Mr. Gehlot, and you said that the Congress missed out. I would say Mr. Gehlot missed out on being the Congress president, because that would have been a completely different situation. It would have helped the party as a lot. But with 70 MLAs and a lot of his people in that fray, he would now still want to be around in Rajasthan, because with the central leadership, the equation is not what it used to be earlier. After the September 25th revolt, there is not the same camaraderie that they both have. So Mr. Gehlot would now want to stay around in the state. It would be interesting to see, can the Congress party get a young leader of opposition day after when all the MLAs meet? Right. That is going to be the big question, that can they now, at least in opposition, get the young ones or the young guard get a chance and lead it now onwards? That remains to be seen.
Right. Abhilash Khandekar, there is this very interesting aspect of both Vasundhara Raje and Shivraj Singh Chouhan. When you think about both of them, in some ways both of them were sidelined and the party was looking for a different set of leaders. But clearly Shivraj Singh Chouhan behaved very differently. All 5 years he spent telling people of his state that he's very critical for the party, and to the party he kept telling them that he's very, very critical for the state. So explain to me, what is the future of Shivraj Singh Chouhan going to be now?
So, Vasundhara is also from Madhya Pradesh. She fought an election from Bhind in 1984. She lost, and she comes from the Gwalior royal family. And Shivraj Singh also is an MP wala. So, but there is no comparison between the two personalities in the sense Shivraj is quite grounded person. And if today we see 162, 163 seats for BJP and Modi's guarantee everything, there is also one factor that Shivraj Singh, despite being a long-serving chief minister, has actually no iota of arrogance touching him. So he is quite a popular person, and he has survived many BJP chiefs, from Rajnath Singh to Gadkari to Venkaiah Naidu and to Amit Shah and Nadda and all that. So he knows how to play his cards well. Contrastingly, Vasundhara had strained relationship with the BJP High Command, but Shivraj Singh, after his loss, the BJP's loss in 2018, he was made the national vice president and made in charge of the membership drive. He took it very sportingly and went away to various states in Northeast and all other places. So the point I am trying to make is that Shivraj Singh is a very wily politician, and he knows what the BJP High Command wants, and he actually does exactly what they want. And when it appeared that he was being sidelined, you remember that he asked his own voters, should I fight the elections or not? So that was also his move in a way to show that he is still flexing his muscles, but he was not ready to fight with the High Command. So I think he still has a chance of becoming the chief minister, because the BJP tried to sideline him, and entire campaign revolved around Modi because people knew that there was an anti-incumbency factor.
Maybe take that question to JB as well. What next in terms of the fact that I think it's become clear that there is a south-north divide. Things are working in the south, but in the Hindi heartland, the Congress is not able to counter the BJP, or as observers put it, the Narendra Modi charisma. What's next for the Congress? Because you have, 6 months left for the Lok Sabha elections. What in terms of strategic thinking can the party change? Is it enough time to bring in a new guard or a leadership change in states like Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh?
It's not something about that we have to bring a change of guard overnight. Our party will definitely look into what went wrong. And only after that we will be able to devise what careful strategy should be made. But whatever it is, I repeat that you cannot compare a World Cup cricket with a World Cup football. A win in World Cup football does not mean a win in World Cup cricket. But the rules are different, the game is different. So the assembly elections is different from national elections, and this is we have reached a point where we have to give serious thinking to making strategies pan-India, and I wouldn't want to differentiate between South-North divide or anything like that, but definitely we'll have to bring in strategies to connect with people, to bring the issues, what matters to the country will have to be taken to the ground. The reality, the price rise is a reality, unemployment is a reality, the corruption is reality, but how we connect it to the people matters. So I think we have to redraw our campaign strategies to make sure there are no loopholes to ensure victory in 2024. And
I just have a question. Please.
A big role.
Yes,
also.
one small question. In the last 2 years, there have been so many changes in the Congress. Many seniors have left or retired. Is there a deficit of advice? Is there a deficit of, people giving advice. The old seniors have all gone. Ahmed Patel, Anthony, Ghulam Nabi Azad, Sibal. Is there some deficit there? That, most of them now are from the south. I'm not mentioning names, say the General Secretary, Congress President, others. Is there some deficit? Do you feel that lack?
It's a very interesting question.
We won Himachal Pradesh, we won Karnataka, we won Telangana. We admit that we lost the Hindi heartland, Hindi belt. But that doesn't mean that leadership, otherwise we should have lost everywhere. And also, what BJP has always been trying to portray is a Congress Mukt Bharat. And we have given a fight. It's not the case that we have miserably failed. When we compare to the previous elections of where there's anti-incumbency, we were less in number in most of the states when compared to what we have now. But that is no solace. But what I'm trying to convey is, when the game is different, let's face it differently. But this is a warning signal for us to be more serious thinking to be given in strategic planning on how we convey what we want to convey to the people. Because if we look at UPA 1 and 2, where we went wrong in UPA 2 was that whatever good things we did, we were not able to convey to the people. So that is where the campaign strategy matters. But as far as we are concerned, 2024, the burning issues of the country continues. And what is now tomorrow Parliament session is beginning. We will raise it there, definitely the issues that matters, and we will definitely, I am telling you with confidence that 2024 is a different ball game and not the assembly election.
Very quick question, Vasudha, and I think, how do you see this change or affect the dynamics of Congress's equations with allies as far as the INDIA alliance is concerned? And I think, just very, very quickly, do you see this affecting that dynamics in terms of the power equation between the Congress and the other allies? Because the Congress has been the glue trying to put this together. How do you see this playing out, and what do you see the...
Ms. Mathur?
Is it to me?
Yes.
Yeah, India Alliance, if you look at now for example, your channel or other channels are all showing the Hindi heartland being the saffronized. But if you look at the pan-India now also, India Alliance have a great role. The impact of India Alliance will definitely, they are coming together of so many parties and issues on one hand, and also the coming together of all the parties jointly for a mission which we have in common, is to bring down a government which we believe is definitely corrupt and definitely against the people, and definitely. So that alliance will definitely, along with a careful strategy on campaigning and taking these issues, the people will make the days brighter for 2024. And I am again saying this is only one chapter. Many chapters, many pages are left for the book.
Dr. Shastri, we have not touched upon Chhattisgarh at all, and that was the most interesting and surprising aspect for me. Mr. Baghel did a lot of things to counter Hindutva, to counter BJP's welfare. Clearly, where do you think he went wrong?
No, it's clear that you do have a vote shift in terms of possibly the tribal vote, something we have been discussing since morning.
And the Sahu community is what I understand.
Especially in that community, there is the shift of tribal vote. Secondly, I think the projections which the Congress was doing about its achievements in the state and the projections by Mr. Baghel do not seem to resonate at the ground if you look at how voters have expressed their view. So I think in some ways, while all of us talk about welfare...
No, we're playing live pictures as you're speaking of the BJP headquarters, where I think Mr. Rajnath Singh and Home Minister Amit Shah have already taken the stage. We expect the Prime Minister to reach there any minute now. You already see the cavalcade coming in. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir.
As I said, while we have been talking about welfare and welfare schemes, at the end of the day, how those welfare schemes work on the ground is what Chhattisgarh demonstrates. You may have provided a lot of welfare schemes, but what happened on the ground and how do the voters perceive that, I think, is seen in the result that you find today projected in Chhattisgarh.